Hi, everyone. My name is Sam Plummer, and I'm doing the daily Advent reflection for 12/16 here on Wednesday. The gospel today is from Luke, and it is chapter 7, verses 18 to 23. It says, "At that time, John summoned two of his disciples and sent them to the Lord to ask, 'Are you the one who is to come, or should we look for another?' At that time, Jesus cured many of their diseases, sufferings, and evil spirits. He also granted sight to many who were blind. And Jesus said to them in reply, 'Go and tell John what you have seen and heard. The blind regain their sight, the lame walk, lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, the poor have the good news proclaimed to them. And blessed is the one who takes no offense at me.'" I think this is a great gospel reading for Advent. Obviously, the church did too, or else they wouldn't have had it. But it kind of puts into perspective kind of this whole season of preparation that we are going through. Advent, obviously, preparing us for the Christmas season, but not only for the Christmas season, but really for the second coming of Jesus as well. And I think that John sending his two disciples to ask Jesus, are you who we're supposed to be waiting for, or should we maybe go look somewhere else? I think that can kind of be translated into our own lives, where a lot of times we are looking for pleasure, satisfaction, peace, comfort, and all these things in the things of the world, and we aren't looking for them when they're right in front of us. Jesus came down to this earth, obviously. He lived a perfect life. He healed many people. He performed all these miraculous deeds. He really was the whole package, and the show was there as well. He did all of these works so that we could see and so that we could believe. Even though later on he says, blessed are those who believe without seeing. But the fact of the matter is he did these works, all right, so that people would believe and people would come to conversion and to follow him. And much in the same way, this is why he does those works for John and his disciples, or really for his disciples, so that they can go tell John that, hey, he's performing these works in God's name. This is the one, And so I think in our lives, a lot of times, especially when we're younger, we look for what Jesus offers in the wrong places. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we don't talk about the ways a lot that Jesus is working in our lives. How many people out there have things happen to them and they're like, God, thank you. The Lord is just working in so many great and wonderful ways in my life. And if we don't share those stories, all right, then the faith of people becomes stagnant. It doesn't grow in fruitfulness. And Jesus wants us to share the experience that we have, all right, of not only our own personal faith, but our relationship with him and the works that he's doing in our lives to inspire other people, to say, so that the other people in our lives that might be like John's disciples, hey, this is how God's working in my life. He's the one. We need to follow him. So this Advent season, what's left of it at least, I just encourage you to, if you have an awesome faith story, even if it's not the most awesome thing in the world, even if it's just the most tiny, minuscule thing, share that with somebody. It might be exactly what they need to hear to lift their spirits, much like John the Baptist and his disciples. It lifted their spirits that, yes, our Messiah has come. And in much the same way, we can share our witness to the faith, to someone who might say, yes, this is the way, this is the truth, this is the life. I pray every day for you and your families, and I ask that you do the same for me. God bless.